I'm part also, and I'm not just working with Physicians for National Health Program, but I'm part of the Leadership Conference for Guaranteed Healthcare, which believes that healthcare is a human right. We're a coalition of over 20 million people nationwide. And we hit the ground running when President Obama was elected because he said in the past that he supported single payer and that he understood that healthcare was a human right. And we wanted to build that grassroots movement which would give him the political power to do the right thing. And what we found is that our political process is very broken. And that's why when we asked to have a seat at the table, we were denied, and we had to stand up for that. But since that, we've had some good news, and I wanted to share that with you, because since I'm in D.C., I just kind of assume that everybody knows what's going on, and a lot of this stuff doesn't make the news. After our arrest, Senator Kennedy contacted us and asked us to participate with his committee, the Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee. And I went to their super stakeholder meeting, which had somebody from the insurance lobbyist and somebody from representing business. But the rest of the people in that room were actually health providers and health advocates. And once the business person said his words and the insurance lobbyist said his words, the rest of the conversation centered around really providing real health care and how we can make patients' lives better. And those are the stakeholders. Those are the people that should be at the table. The people who are giving the care, receiving the care, and advocating for that. So following that, they invited me to testify before the Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee, and that was the first time that someone from single payer had been able to represent that view. So I had the privilege of sitting next to the CEO of Aetna and telling him and the others at the table that the market model for healthcare has failed us as a nation, has not provided healthcare for everybody. And then in the House of Representatives, they invited members of our organization to testify in each of the 3 committees of jurisdiction, which we did. And an historic event occurred on July 31st that you might not be aware of. The day after Medicare's 44th anniversary, Representative Anthony Weiner from New York introduced an amendment to the Energy and Commerce Committee called a substitution amendment that would substitute the text of H.R. 676, the National Health Care Act, for H.R. 3200, that huge packet of papers they're putting together. And on that day, members of Congress actually stood up in that committee and testified on the importance of single payer. It was a really beautiful thing. And so Speaker Pelosi made a deal with Anthony Weiner and said if he withdrew that amendment from committee, she'd let him introduce it on the entire floor of the House. So this fall, we have an amendment. We have a vote for single payer and a debate for single payer in the House. But we've got to build the momentum to make that happen and make that a good vote. So September 20th to 27th is Health Justice Week. I urge all of you to hold events during Health Justice Week to highlight these facts, that the people that are suffering and dying, and make those faces visible to our members of Congress and let them know that single payer is the only solution that covers everybody and saves money and allows doctors to provide care for their patients. So on the mall in Washington, we're going to be having American flags representing the number of people that die every day. And each day we're going to add more flags, and we're going to do videos. So you can do the same thing here. You can do other events. You can do vigils. You can do educational workshops. But I urge you to do something and contact your representatives, and let's build support for that vote. Thanks.